Plenty of sunshine today, but get ready for severe storms and high winds tomorrow, when this first alert weather day will impact you the most. Plus, finding affordable housing is getting more difficult. We'll take you to both Manatee and Sarasota counties and show you the efforts being made for people who live here on the Suncoast. And a safe space for students on campus, the first of its kind in our area. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Topping our news at 6, tomorrow we are looking at the potential for severe thunderstorms, even isolated tornadoes. Let's head over to ABC7's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan to find out when we can expect the worst of it. Bob?
And good evening, everyone. We are looking at the latest as far as the futurecast goes. And all week long we've been talking about this Friday being the potential for isolated tornadoes. It's still there, and some strong gusty winds, maybe up to 50 to 60 miles an hour with a few of the thunderstorms. We'll take you through time now. This evening, a few inland storms are possible. Sunrise tomorrow, not too bad. Cloudy skies. It will be windy to start your morning off, and be advised that the Sunshine Skyway Bridge may have some issues tomorrow with some closures as the line of storms moves on through. Now, this is one model, but most of the models move the squall line in afternoon. Some take a little later, maybe around 2, but generally around 1 o'clock, I think things are going to start to really pick up here with isolated thunderstorms developing out of the head of the actual squall line. And you see these purple areas right here, these pink to purple areas, magenta if you will. Those are the ones that may produce severe storms and isolated water spouts, and then eventually tornadoes as they move over land. And this is again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, showing Manatee County at that point under the severe weather threat, at least at that point, and then moving through Sarasota County. As it does so, it may even re-intensify into parts of our interior counties, and then most of it should be out of here by 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So that's the timing of it. We're going to let you know all the advisories, the watches and warnings for us coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Well, there is a huge housing shortage in both Sarasota and Manatee counties. The Suncoast, one of the fastest growing regions in the United States. This afternoon, we're seeing efforts in both Sarasota and Manatee counties to help alleviate what has become a national crisis. We have team coverage in both counties today. ABC7's Francesca Constantini joins us from Sarasota County. Francesca, what can you tell us today?
That's right, Jacqueline. Some Sarasota residents are trying to help those efforts to help funding for affordable housing so they can get the city to have some inexpensive options. On Monday, City Commission unanimously approved to look into starting a housing opportunity fund. The city already has a fund to pay for these types of affordable housing, but now they say they'll be exploring options that will ensure money will continue being added to the annual basis. One local pastor who's working with the city to get this done wants the city to have an oversight board.
Their best practices. One is that there would be an oversight board that holds the commission accountable for using the money for what it was stated to be used for. Another is that it would have a dedicated annual revenue source. We're working towards $5 million for the city.
Now let's go live to ABC7's Marla Spence, who is in our Manatee County mobile newsroom with what officials are doing there to help people find affordable housing. Marla?
Well, Jacqueline, decision makers here in Manatee County, along with nonprofit organization leaders, were all under one roof discussing the ongoing issues of affordable and attainable housing. One thing county leaders are hoping will help the issue is the continued support of the Sadowski Fund, which is a trust fund established through legislation for state and local housing. The fund helps with down payment assistance and housing repairs in Manatee County. Over the years, the county has been given up to $2.3 million through the fund to help with affordable housing, but recently the fund was cut, causing the county to get only $500,000 last year. This year, funding is at stake.
If we do not get any funds this year, down payment assistance go away. Being able to help individuals to get into homes go away. Being able to provide funds to help bring on affordable rental housing goes away. The only resource we have in Manatee County has been through the SHIP funds. So it's either take a position and try to get something from Manatee County because it goes a long way, or be silent and we won't get it.
Legislation is now in session. The House wants to cut funding to provide money to the Panhandle. Denise Thomas of Manatee County's redevelopment is urging Manatee County citizens to reach out to decision makers, including Senate President Bill Gavano. Thomas says the funds are needed because the population is growing in Manatee County with everyday workers who can't afford a home, like teachers, officers, and those who work in retail sales. Reporting from Bradenton from our Manatee County mobile newsroom, I'm Marla Spence for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Marla, thank you. In other news tonight, the Fort Myers Police Department has completed its investigation into the use of deadly force on a Sarasota man. The department finding that officers were legally justified when they shot Weisner Desmerit. Back in July, Desmerit allegedly opened fire, killing a Fort Myers police officer just 48 hours after being released from jail in Sarasota. The officer had been trying to apprehend Desmerit over a stolen cell phone. After being shot by officers, Desmerit was taken to the hospital. He did not sustain life-threatening injuries. Pay attention while you're driving. That's the message Sarasota police are putting out this evening after one of their own officers was hit while investigating a crash this morning. The officer had been responding to a crash at the US 41 and 301 split. Department officials tell us the officer had their lights on, but a driver still hit their car, later telling officers that they could not slow down in enough time. The driver involved has been given a citation. A new bill to help firefighters and their families is making its way through the Florida House. If passed, firefighters diagnosed with certain types of cancers would automatically be eligible to get disability or death benefits. The bill would also help firefighters pay their bills while undergoing cancer treatment. However, that bill is having difficulty passing due to technicalities with funding.
It's really hard to function a government without knowing what your anticipated expenditures are going to be. We have to set budgets, we have to set millage rates, we have to ask the taxpayers to reach into their pockets. And that's really hard to know if we don't know what that amount is.
Today, that bill passed its first House committee. The Senate version of the bill is ready to be heard by a full chamber. Well, this is one of the first of its kind. The new College of Florida and USF Sarasota Manatee introducing a new support service. They want to make it easier for students to reach out to authorities when they're a victim or a witness of a crime. It is called the Soft Interview Room, and paired with training, it provides students a more comfortable environment to make reports.
Rolling out this initiative just to show we're making strides, we're taking efforts to make sure that we're creating a campus community that feels comfortable and safe for anyone to come and talk and seek justice.
Today's grand opening of the Soft Interview Room is part of the Sexual Assault Awareness Month that the school is recognizing, and a new program called Listen, Support, Act. Still to come on your Suncoast News, we're bracing for a first alert weather day. The closure's already announced for tomorrow. And the Mueller report is out. We'll have a recap of the nearly 400 pages.
All across America, there are kids going hungry. It sounds crazy, but it's real. It's also a problem we're fixing. Kids who rely on school meals need help in the summer. That means neighborhood meal sites that are easy to get to and free for every kid. When you make breakfast part of a school day, a lot more kids get the chance to eat. These programs work. Over the past few years, 1/3 fewer children in the United States are facing hunger. Let's make No Kid Hungry a reality.
Experience true automotive luxury at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Attention CPAP users with sleep apnea. This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. You may have heard about the importance of cleaning your CPAP mask and supplies regularly, but we can't stress enough the importance of replacing your old CPAP supplies every 90 days to prevent infections, wake refreshed, and improve your overall health. We have great news. With Medicare and private insurance, you may qualify to receive regular replacement supplies with free home delivery at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Using old equipment and supplies can make you sick. New equipment like tubing, filters, new masks, and cushions every 90 days can improve your sleep and keep you healthy. Even better, your Medicare or insurance plan may cover the cost. Our contracted and accredited suppliers handle all the paperwork. Improve your sleep and take control of your health with new Medicare-covered CPAP supplies every 3 months. Call right now and receive a free 5-day trial of our Sleep Time supplement, along with free delivery of your CPAP supplies.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
We have new details tonight on exactly who will oversee the development of a public waterfront park in Sarasota. This week, the City Commission unanimously approved an agreement that allows the private nonprofit group known as the Bay Park Conservancy to take the lead. That group was formed specifically to oversee the implementation of the Bayfront Master Plan that the city approved back in September. Members of the group will now work with the city on the development of that park that sits on more than 50 acres of city-owned bayfront land around the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. In the next 3 to 5 years, Mote Marine Laboratory says we can expect new developed technologies to help battle red tide. The first thing they're looking into is a chemical water treatment. This is something that Mote already does to remove red tide from the waters that enter their aquarium. And they say that process has been proven to destroy red tide algae and toxins in field studies. The second thing that they're looking into is an advanced technology microclay application. That application attaches to red tide cells and brings them to the bottom. Mote says before either options can be used on a large scale, more tests will be needed. The Venice Fishing Pier project set to start soon. As a part of that project, they'll be replacing the entire deck and railing with better material. They'll also be getting new light poles with sea turtle friendly lights. That all starts in about a month with the demolition near the bait shop. You'll still be able to access the pier, however, on the southern half. It should take about 3 months to complete. And due to safety concerns for tomorrow's First Alert Weather Day, several areas will be closed here on the Sun Coast. At the South Jetty Walkway at Humphreys Park and Venice Municipal Fishing Pier will close early tomorrow morning. The Children's Interactive Fountain in Centennial Park will also be shut down. The city says they will reopen those areas as soon as conditions approve. So luckily, lots of people heeding our warning, talking about that First Alert, that weather day we've been tracking for a few days now, Bob.
And the DeSoto Children's Parade takes place in Manatee County in Palmetto tomorrow. It's a huge celebration, too. Right now, as last we heard, it's still a go, and things are looking okay. It's a morning event, so maybe they'll get it through, but it's still going to be windy. The rough weather comes in the afternoon, and here's a look at your storm risks for this Friday afternoon, mainly. As you can see, severe storms. It's in the medium category there, so it's not low. It's pretty evident that we're going to see some severe storms around. They're going to be isolated, and that always has potential for producing some isolated tornadoes as well and water spouts, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Strong winds, definitely. That's in the high category. Everyone's going to get some strong winds up to 30 miles an hour, gusts as high as 40, regardless if the severe weather's around you. High surf advisory in effect. We're talking waves crashing the beaches up to 5 to 6 feet. And that causes dangerous rip currents. Rip currents are very deadly concern here along Florida coastal waters. Now, again, the marginal risk, we're no longer in that. We're in the slight risk for severe storms. That's up. That's elevated, a lot higher than we've seen. And also, looks like enhanced risk for severe weather over north central Florida. They're going to get the worst of it, but we're still going to see some storms here and the possibility of some isolated tornadoes. We'll have a complete update, obviously, tonight at 11 with a new forecast model run. Right now, some rain moving through central Florida. That just shows you the moisture starting to come back into play. There are numerous watches and warnings for west central Florida. Small craft advisories will stay with us through Saturday evening. A lake wind advisory through Friday night at 7 o'clock. In the area in blue right there is a rip current advisory, meaning dangerous rip currents will be developing throughout the day on Friday. There's also a coastal flood watch, meaning the seas will be running about 2 feet above average, especially right around noon tomorrow and continuing through 4 or 5 o'clock, and high tide is at 1 o'clock. Severe thunderstorms already rolling through Mississippi with the center of low pressure. A new tornado watch has just been issued within the last hour over the panhandle of Florida and into Alabama tonight. This will continue to shift off to the east. They're going to see the worst of it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a watch placed for us as well tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how it goes. The Storm Prediction Center puts that out. Here's the timing, 1:30. There could be some storms starting to develop out ahead of the main front. You see these isolated cells here. Those are the ones that have the potential for producing the isolated water spouts and tornadoes. All of it kind of moving through during the afternoon hours and then clearing out of here by the evening. Then we'll see winds switch around to the northwest. It'll still stay strong, and there's a slight chance for a few morning showers on Saturday. Rainfall amounts over 1 inch over most of the area, and those winds I mentioned will stay strong out of the southwest, really picking up by midday tomorrow. Gusts as high as 40 miles an hour at times. And with the individual isolated storms that develop that do turn severe, those wind gusts could get up to 60 miles an hour. That will cause some power outages. 81 degrees right now, current temperature in Orlando, 88 in Orlando. Temperatures cooler near the coast, upper 80s inland. In our current conditions right now, it's 83. The pressure has been dropping and 29.90 inches. It was a warm day today. Got up to 88 degrees. We'll be into the mid 80s tomorrow before the rains start to move in the afternoon. Small craft advisories in effect right through Saturday evening, and the 7-day forecast. Obviously, the rough day tomorrow and into Friday night. A few showers still lingering. Saturday morning starting to clearing and turning cooler. 74 for your high and 79 on Sunday. Temperatures warm up through the work week next week. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Well, you can finally read the Mueller report for yourself. The results of that nearly 2-year investigation of the 2016 election has been released to the public. The more than 400-page Mueller report shows just how much the president first feared the special counsel investigation. The report contains a list of ways the president tried to, quote, influence the investigation but was unsuccessful. And the special counsel's conclusion ultimately contradicts the president's claim that he was totally exonerated on the issue of obstruction. However, Mueller ultimately decided not to subpoena the president. And today we got in depth on this release of that report, all thanks to Greta Van Susteren, who is Gray Television's chief national political analyst in Washington. She discusses more.
Now, the Attorney General William Barr, as you mentioned, held that news conference this morning. He's kind of in a tough spot here. Some feeling he sounded like the president's personal attorney and not the nation's chief law enforcement officer. In your opinion, is Barr acting appropriately in all of this so far?
You know, let me give you the answer to this. Is that Republicans will say he was transparent, he was answering questions from the press. He was telling you what to expect today in terms of the dissemination of the report. The Democrats will say, and in fact, Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeted right after it finished that he was a publicist for the Trump. There are allegations by the Democrats that he's covering up for the president. You know, it really depends on who you're talking to. And I think probably the best way to determine who might be more correct in this is really to look at the report. Does the report support what the Attorney General said or not? And, you know, I think that's sort of the fair way to do it. But we are so deeply divided in this country. You're not going to change anybody's opinion with this report at all.
Well, Floridians could save big on hurricane and school supplies under a bill now heading to the Senate floor. Today, a Senate committee unanimously approved a proposed bill that would hold a sales tax holiday on hurricane supplies from May 31st through June 6th, and on school supplies from August 2nd through the 4th. The hurricane supplies sales tax holiday would apply to items like batteries, coolers, and generators. The school supplies sales tax holiday would apply to items like clothing, shoes, backpacks, and laptops. These bags aren't carrying your typical cargo. The U.S. Coast Guard says tens of millions of dollars worth of drugs were found inside. The Coast Guard hauled more than 14,000 pounds of marijuana and 3,600 pounds of cocaine into Port Everglades today. In all, $62 million worth of drugs were unloaded at that Florida port. All of it was seized from drug smugglers off of the coasts of Mexico, Central America, and South America. Dream big. That's what one Suncoast kid is doing, and today his wish came true. When we come back, we'll show you why his parents say they're grateful.
Page by page, what it says about possible obstruction of justice, how much is being revealed to Congress and the American public, how is President Trump responding? World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Get more for your money when you get your new vehicle at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2019 according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2019 lowest 5-year cost to own brand. Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Outback today for just $239 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Get big savings during the spring sales event at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection. Right now, get retro style and modern luxury in a new Dodge Challenger for just $25,999. How about a new Chrysler Pacifica for just $24,999? Or get America's most affordable 7-passenger vehicle, a new Dodge Journey, for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888. 8 Sparky.
Year-end events brought in thousands of trades across all Gettle dealership locations. They've all been Gettle certified, and they're all on clearance. Gettle certified pre-owned plus vehicles are fully inspected and reconditioned. Come with an industry-leading warranty, 3-day exchange policy, vehicle history reports, and a price protection guarantee. Plus, when you buy Gettle certified, you're eligible for premier financial programs. Don't miss the Gettle certified pre-owned clearance.
Gettle's got it.
Gettle.com.
Spring is here. Time to celebrate the new and exciting with these exceptional offers. From BMW of Sarasota, spring into action with an all-new BMW, like the 2019 X3, just $419 per month, or a brand new X7, just $959 per month. This is your time. Your car, your offer. Don't let it get away. Hurry in today. Experience the difference. Online at bmwofsarasota.com.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
This weekend on the ABC7 live stream.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, Make-A-Wish of Southern Florida granting its 12,000th wish to a 4-year-old boy from Sarasota today. Wyatt has had the odds against him since birth when he was born 3 months premature, given only a 4% chance of surviving, and spent his first year in the neonatal intensive care unit. With his medical challenges and sensory issues, Wyatt can't use public play areas, so Make-A-Wish is giving him his very own place to increase his physical and brain stimulation. His new playground has been custom designed to meet special needs for a child and family that have never given up.
With him, a sickness, a cold isn't just a cold. It goes further, and we try not to desocialize him, but we have to be careful on how we socialize him.
Well, Wyatt's new playground has slides, an adaptive swing, a rock wall, sandbox, sensory enhancements, and even a high-tech trampoline. Wyatt's wish was the 12,000th wish, the grant that was made by Make-A-Wish of Southern Florida that has been around since 1983. And hopefully got to play on it today, because tomorrow's not going to be too great for it.
No, not too good, but Wyatt's having a good time there. That's a good thing right there. We are looking at not the best weather tomorrow. The storm risk, and there you see me in the corner there, is severe storms in the medium category. And again, it looks like high surf advisories in effect and coastal flood problems possibly tomorrow afternoon. All right. Thanks so much, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.
Everything you need to live life local.
If a dirty CPAP is making you sick, you're not alone.
I was getting sinus infections because I wasn't cleaning my CPAP properly, and that continued until I got my SoClean.
SoClean is the world's first automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria that can build up in your mask, hose, and reservoir.
I don't have to push a button or anything. I just put the mask in the chamber, close the lid, and it runs automatically. SoClean has been a lifesaver.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-476-2698 to take advantage of this limited time offer.
I would recommend the SoClean machine to anyone else. It is that good of a machine. It has made that big a difference in my life.
Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-476-2698 or go to SoClean.com.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
This weekend on the ABC7 live stream.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
I do my best when I feel safe and inspired to learn.
I want my kids to have better opportunities than I had.
I wish we had classes like the schools across town.
I want to hold our elected officials accountable.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Go to schoolboardthing.org to find out how you can get involved.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome to Me Time. I'm Frances Callier.
And I'm Angela V. Shelton.
And we are Frangela. On today's show, there's a rehab program for social media addicts.
Why do as I say and not as I do may not be working for parents.
And later, game time with TV personality Dave Holmes.
Are you ready for some Me Time?
Yes!
Make time to take time. Give yourself a break. 'Cause everybody needs some Me Time.
Often when we think of addiction and rehab, we think of things like substance abuse.
Yeah. Now, with more people glued to their screens, online addiction has become and been identified as a real issue. Residential treatment facilities are now beginning to treat patients with social media and online addiction.
Yeah, so we've talked about this before. I believe that one of us spends a lot of time.
Not a lot of time.
All of her time.
Not all of my time.
I mean all of her time.
Some of my time.
I mean, I get in the car and you're on your phone.
I'm playing a game.
You're